Part 77. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 761. After that was done, he resigned from his position as mayor and returned. Guard the shrine in whatever way he feels able. And this is why Grandma will forgive and accept this man again. So. Oreki-san feels that now is the core issue. Do you know teacher Yukino? Yukio, teacher. It's Yotsuba's teacher Mitsuha said. I'm not familiar with her. Profound. Grandma looked at this and sighed. Sanyi looked over in confusion. But Grandma didn't speak. People of the Miyamizu family will switch bodies with their destined partner during puberty. Like tough and unreasonable. But it's a wonderful way to step into other people's world. And often they can get along. This is her, and so is her daughter Iryi. Granddaughter Sanyi originally swapped bodies with others, but it was obvious. This boy now, his mind is not on Sanyi. By the way, this painting of yours is really beautiful. Oreki-san noticed that there was a painting of Lake Itamori hanging in the living room. The picture is very beautiful. The charm of the lake and the interpretation of color are very mature. It makes people feel like they have fallen into paradise. This is a painting he painted in the past using the image of 3 leaves. But that was a deliberate attempt to keep the painting and sell it to improve the environment at home. Grandma also told me this. But Grandma didn't seem to do that. Sanyi couldn't complain. She wanted to say it wasn't her, but everyone thought it was her. Aren't you going to sell this painting? Oreki-san asked. This painting is very valuable. Grandma said. Painting is a carrier of longing. It is also a memorial. Sanyi said, it would be a pity to sell it. And this is not my painting. I don't know who painted it and how I could sell it. That is to say, Oreki-san said, if it is a legitimate way, then you are willing to sell it. The family is not very short of money now. Mitsuba shook his head slightly. Miyamizu Shrine has developed. But that's also the shrine's money. You still won't use it randomly, right? Oreki said. You're going to college soon, Oreki-san said in confusion. If you go to a public university, the tuition will be more expensive. Oreki-san lied. If you choose some good majors, such as doctors, the cost will be more expensive. Also, studying in Yotsuba's future will also cost money. Sanyi. Why do you think so much about my family? Sanyi couldn't help but complain. Oreki-san. Do you still have oil painting materials at home? Oreki asked. Sanyi. Have it? She said. I had this thing at home 4 years ago. But I couldn't draw it, so I wrapped it up. Then she looked over curiously. Can you draw? I only know a little bit, Oreki-san said. Can you lend me the painting materials? Yes. Mitsuha feels that Oreki-san is very familiar with her family. It feels very weird. But she still took out the drawing board, canvas, and oil paints. But Oreki-san asked her to sit in front of the drawing board. My painting skills are not very good. Sanyi said embarrassedly. That's because you haven't met a real teacher, Oreki-san said. If it were someone else's painting, no matter how expensive it was, you wouldn't sell it. Of course. So what if it is the fruit of your own labor? Oreki-san said, you can use the fruit of your own labor to bring economic support to your family. This is a very fulfilling thing. So, Sanyi, you can just sell your paintings. Oreki-san said, now, look at my color grading. Oreki-san started to move. Toning. Then paint the canvas. Very amazing. Sanyi felt like she had met a god-level teacher. Color. Line. Sky. Blue. Pure white. Very beautiful. Mitsuha became a little crazy during Oreki-san's teaching. She suddenly realized. Painting is really amazing. This is a completely different level, a completely different realm brought to Master Sujiro. Grandma watched the two of them stay in the yard. She felt as if she had to take back her previous sigh. Sanyi and this boy are not completely unrelated. An hour and a half passed. What, how about Sanyi became a little nervous. Initially Oreki-san led her into the world of painting. And now she has completed a work under his guidance. The painting is of the sky. Oreki-san said. If it's the item or a lake in your home, it's worth about 500 million. As for your painting Sanyi, the market price is probably around 2-3 million. Call. This is really amazing, Sanyi said in surprise. I can be so valuable. I'm so angry that I won't fight. But as long as she's happy. Oreki-san doesn't really want Mitsuha to become a top painter, because then he will be sought after by others and then easily corrupted. This type of painter who works hard makes people feel very comfortable. And it is a pity that even a talented teacher like Yuanji can teach students to perform beyond their normal abilities, but people have their limits. Some talents are also innate. Therefore, the limit that Mitsuha can go to is probably only about 10 million paintings. Mitsuha, lend me the drawing board and oil paints, Oreki-san said. I want to take the scene. Oh, this is okay. Mitsuha thought about drawing another one to get a feel for it, but when Oreki-san wanted to borrow it, she immediately gave it to her. After all, this is her teacher. So Oreki-san left home with the materials on his back, while Mitsuha went to see her grandma to see her paintings. No matter how old she is still the granddaughter who likes to be around her grandma. Walking on the path with the drawing board on my back, I have a wonderful feeling of returning home. Boss, have a cappuccino. Oreki-san walked to a house that had been converted into a coffee shop. Okay, here we go dash. A girl's voice sounded. But cappuccino is bitter. Are you sure you want to drink it? This girl looked over. Oreki-san smiled. Because this is not a stranger, but Mitsuha's good friend Sayaka. Sayaka, do you still like Kawara? I confessed my love and was rejected. Thinking about it, I wonder why I should confess my love to him, Sayaka said. Wait, why do you know that? Oreki-san didn't answer her. It turns out that these two things don't work. So Sayaka prepared cappuccino for Oreki-san, which her aunt liked. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 762. Oreki-san, on the other hand, chose to pack up. The direction he is heading towards is school. What he is looking for is Yukino Momika. The progress of the mission is stuck at 99%. You need to confirm that the other party is still alive, then you can complete the mission. But Sanyi wasn't very familiar with her, and she was still working as a teacher. Although it was vacation time, she might still be in school. And Grandma said that Yotsuba is at school. Now you can still encounter Yotsuba when you go to school. Oreki-san wanted to see what the sensible Yotsuba had become now. He found it very interesting. This is the feeling of an old father who watched Loli grow up. It's just a bit regretful, because Loli is so cute, why should she grow up? Just like his classmate Sakayanagi, he was so cute when he was a child. Although he is still cute now, it would be even cuter if his body shape could be fixed. So are there any superpowers or rewards that can allow people to maintain the status quo and stop growing? Oreki remembered that Sakayanagi-san in the precognitive dream had not changed much from now, and he could still play pretend games with his daughter. Dong. Oreki walked forward while thinking wildly, but Oreki-san suddenly stopped. There is a park on the way to school. That was where he first met Yukino. Although it seems a bit impossible, I have a strange feeling that I might still be able to meet her here. Oreki-san turned around and walked into the park. Stepping on the cobblestone reinforced path, I walked forward in a winding way. He quickly arrived at the pavilion where he and Yukino Mokuri took shelter from the rain. The shutter was pressed too fast. Don't make such a strange expression. There were only two couples taking photos. Oreki-san didn't bother them. It seems not. He turned around to leave, but he found a woman walking towards him, holding a bag in one hand and reading Tagore's poetry collection in the other hand. This woman is quite beautiful. Should I say that she has a delicate face, or that she has a beautiful face? She wore light makeup, but this makeup still made her look older and more ordinary. But even so, she is a beautiful woman. The facial features are beautiful and exquisite. Slender shoulders. Because he was holding the book, a section of his white wrist was exposed, making people unable to help but take a few more glances. This is a very beautiful woman. Stop filming. At this time, the two lovers suddenly quarreled. No more photos. You just want to take pictures of me and then deliberately take pictures of others. The woman was very angry. Then Oreki-san and the beautiful woman looked over. The face of the boy in the couple turned red immediately. He took his girlfriend and left here quickly. It seemed that the couple had left. And the beautiful woman came to the pavilion carrying the bag. Oreki-san also arrived at the pavilion. He opened the drawing board. Now, full of interest in painting. Collection of Tagore's poems. Life is as gorgeous as summer flowers, and death is as quiet and beautiful as autumn leaves. The dust is insulted and repays with her flowers. So good. The beautiful woman said softly. But this was more like her mumbling. She herself was attracted and then intoxicated by the world of poetry. He is a person who lives in his own world. Oreki-san, on the other hand, opened the drawing board. The woman looked over. At this time, a roaring sound suddenly appeared in the sky. Then it started to rain hard and fast. There is faint thunder, the sky is hazy, but I hope the wind and rain will come. I can keep you here. The woman read a poem. This is a very favorite poem. But she only read half of it. Oreki-san glanced at her. Completed. There is faint thunder and a hazy sky. Even if it doesn't rain, I will stay here. You also remember the Manyoshu? The woman looked over and said, I'm sorry for talking to you without permission. She thought the boy in front of her was very handsome, but she didn't expect that he was also the type who liked reading ancient prose. It's okay, Oreki-san said. I also think Yang Tsung Gyatso's poetry is also very good. Whether you see me or not, I will always be there. It's beautiful. Oreki-san said. Probably because she was chatting with someone about a topic she was interested in, the woman's interest became high, and the number one in front is best not to miss each other, and best not to meet each other. There's also a slight sadness to it. By the way. The woman looked over and stared at Oreki-san, looking into his eyes. You have beautiful eyes. You look very much like someone I knew before. Especially the awe-inspiring young man's eyes. Right, that is it. The woman seemed to be in a good mood. What you said is really biased, Oreki-san said. No one wants to compare themselves with others, or say who they look like. Oh, I am sorry. Momika nodded obediently like a scolded student. But she soon discovered. Something doesn't seem right about me today. Because how could he suddenly strike up a conversation with a passerby and then still be in front of the other person? I felt that I had no initiative. All are passive. This feeling is very strange. Do you usually like coming here? But now it was Oreki-san who was talking to her. Yeah, the woman nodded. There are memories here. Remember? Well, how should I put it? I have encountered painful things, and then I met someone here who can save me, and I am very grateful to that person. But now I can't see her/him. Don't we have mobile phones now? Oreki-san said. Mobile phones are very advanced and can also make voice and video calls. Well, how should I say dash? The woman sighed softly, my situation is different. So do you like him? Why do you say that? The woman was startled. Because you can't forget it, right? Oreki-san said. People who are very important to them seem to have nothing else but love. And it's still unobtainable. Maybe it's because of friends, the woman added. Because I'm not in a relationship, I feel like the other person treats me as a friend. But Oreki-san shook his head. Whether it's love or friendship, it's actually a special emotion and special treatment for a person. So it's essentially the same, it's just that you want to distinguish so much. But the woman felt something was wrong. I don't know where she/he is, or his identity. I don't even know if there is a chance to see him again. You can probably see him, Oreki-san said. But this is only after you wash off the powder on your face. What do you mean? The woman was confused. Of course it's when you're most beautiful, Oreki-san said. If you look your best, everyone will want to see you. Well. The woman finally understood that Oreki-san was praising her for her beauty. Thanks. But you'd better not say that to me again, she said. This is a very strange feeling. I usually don't like talking to people. But I am very used to talking to you. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 763. But please don't get too close to me yet. She said. I'm easily influenced. Like you said, it's the same whether it's friendship or love. I don't want to be shaken. This is a bit clever. Oreki-san looked at the bag she brought. The bag contained a bottle of beer. Don't you like beer with chocolate now? Oreki-san asked. I had dysphagia before, and everything I ate had no taste. Only beer and chocolate made me feel the taste, but now, wait a minute. The collection of Tagore's poems in the woman's hand suddenly fell. Why do you know? Because I've seen you eat it. Oreki-san stretched out his hand to her. I haven't seen you for 4 years, Momokari. You're still just as worrying. Well. Momoko looked at Oreki-san in astonishment. Beer with chocolate. 4 years ago. Could it be that? Bai Xiangli's memory suddenly returned to the time when he was saved. She loved being a teacher, but she encountered her biggest crisis. That is the disqualification of teachers. The third-grade girls she taught resisted and asked her to dress clearly every day, but they did not dare to go to school. Instead, he hid in the pavilion. Result. Here I met Mitsuhami Amizu. But this Seinyi is a little different. Although she is a girl, she always has the heroic spirit of a boy. And it's also because of this Clover. She was saved. Not only were things resisted by students unraveled, allowing teaching to continue. And it's like gaining a confidant. This was such a surprise to her who had hidden it since she was a child. But at that time, Seinyi said that she was not the real Seinyi, but a boy who swapped bodies with Mitsuha. But he didn't tell her her name, and only said that we were destined to meet. Mitsuhami Amizu became Mitsuhami Amizu, and she originally thought that what Mitsuha said was false. But this Seinyi completely forgot about what happened with her, so. This is the truth. There are also oil paintings worth hundreds of millions left behind by him, which also prove that he has been here. In this way. It proves that this is definitely not her dream. So, that, is you. Momoko then remembered that she didn't know Oreki-san's name. Well, my name is Oreki Houtarou, Oreki-san said. We are destined to meet again. You're still the same as you were 4 years ago. So, you are in high school now, So 4 years ago, you were actually a little younger. Momika felt very embarrassed. It doesn't matter. I can tell you slowly later. But now, Momika, do me a favor, Oreki-san said. He checked the system prompts. Congratulations to the host for completing the hidden mission, eliminating Murasame Rain's heart knot. The mission was indeed accomplished. But he is a thoughtful person, so he has to confirm what happened to Murasame Rain. He doesn't want the world he manages and the people he cares about to experience any changes. So get more information about Murasame Rain. If I can help. Bai Xiangli nodded immediately and said. Then. Tell me everything you know about Murasame Rain, Oreki said. Lingian. Lingian. Momoko started to remember, she is my friend. My home is on Shikoku Island. Then, one summer, I met a girl. She seemed injured. Then I helped bandage it and became friends with her. And this is Ling Yin. Then I'll take you to see her. Oreki-san said. No need at this moment, a voice suddenly came from the void. Bai Xiangli made a startled sound. She looked nervously in the direction of the sound, but there was void there and she couldn't see anything. She couldn't see it. But Oreki-san saw it. I saw a girl with blue hair. The facial features are exquisite to the extreme, not like a human face at all. Extremely delicate. And too powerful. She stood empty. And Oreki-san knows this figure. Mio Takamiya from Date Alive. And she has a clone, Murasame Rain. I'm right here, Chonggong Mio. Oh no, Ling Yin said. Oreki Houtarou. You are truly an amazing person. In the past, I tried to travel through time and space because of Bai Xiangli's death. And then try to do something about it too. But they all failed. Then I didn't dare anymore, the original elf said. But this time, it was successful. You completely changed Bai Xiangli's life and destiny. It's very powerful. It's like it's not limited by time, space, or the world. So, my guess is correct, Ling Yin said. I have always failed because I am restricted by the rules of this world. And you are not from this world. I'm not from this world dash. Yes, if you are just a person from this world, you cannot subvert the laws of this world, so you are an outsider, right? And you are the biggest bug in the world. The biggest bug? Oreki. When Oreki came here, he initially accepted the task of bringing order to the chaos. And he always thought that something went wrong because of the integration of the world. So I want to correct it back to the original work. Result. The biggest variable is himself. Thinking of this, Oreki gently covered his forehead, sat on a chair, and looked at the patches of snow outside the hotel window. Oreki-san is back. P.S. Well, the new volume of Practical Education is out, and I'll take a look at what I can write about. If there is nothing to write, then it will probably end with a short story about erotic things. Thank you for your support in getting here. P.S. Damn, I went to the forum and found out that Shinmaki Sakayanagi was doing stupid things again. He went on a date with a passerby to test whether Lude would care. What a stupid plot. Chapter 367, New Mission Spring Things. Oreki-san looked at the white snow outside the house. He quickly realized that he was back. The time now is 3 o'clock in the middle of the night, which is about the same time as when I left to do the task. So. Oreki glanced at the direction of the hotel's bedding, where Kosaka Yanagi was sitting. Think about it a little. Oreki-san is going to take a nap. After all, it seemed to him that he hadn't seen Sakayanagi-san for nearly 2 weeks. The next day. I always think you are in a good mood. On breakfast. Because we were staying in a booked hotel, all meals were provided. The dining table is also very long, so you can see a lot of students here. Although Kamuro Maesumi is not in the same group as Sakayanagi, during the time when members of such a group can move around freely. but boys and girls are separated. But, as Sakayanaga's dog, everyone is used to her being by Sakayanaga's side at times like this. As Sakayanaga's dog, Kamuro recognized it immediately. Sakayanagi was in a good mood today. Yeah, I guess my wish has come true. Sakayanagi Yuzu didn't hide anything. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 764. Because if she drops out of school, Kamuro-san will definitely have to follow her. Tisk. This made Kamuro curl her lips in dissatisfaction, because this confirmed that she would drop out of school at this age and then work as a cow and horse for Sakayanagi Arasu for 10 years. Only. Spending these 10 years in exchange for an economic foundation is something most people can't even ask for. This satisfied Kamuro-san, who had a nasty dream last night and remembered that he was treated as a dog in the dream and was dissatisfied when he woke up. And the other side of the table. Sato-kun, you are in a good mood too. There were also people who were in a good mood. Because they can leave the closed school and have fun and travel, the students are in a good mood and are in a state of excitement. But Hospi-san feels that Sato-san's happiness level should be more than this. So she was somewhat interested. Will it? Sato quickly held his face with his hands, feeling that his cheeks were burning. Last night, Oreki-san told her that she would be in his future life. Doesn't that mean that she was accepted by him? Yes, Hospi said. Sato-san confessed his love to Oreki-san, but was rejected. He was considered a loser, but he never gave up. Hospi, who is also a member of the student council, understands this very well. It's just that she also discovered that after the exam on the uninhabited island, Sato-san's loser state seemed to be somewhat restrained, and now he is even more like a winner. In other words, might she have achieved a great victory during this school trip? As before, Hospi-san is interested in gossip. And there were people at one table who were not interested in gossip. Ichino-san thanked you yesterday. A girl from Class C in the same group talked to Ichino's. It was a little stressful at first because we were in different classes. The speaker was a girl from Long UN class. Thank you so much anyway. Rather, besides her, there are 3 boys from Ryuan class in Ichino's group, but sometimes it is the girls who act on their own. So she worried she would be isolated. But no such phenomenon occurred at all. She had her period yesterday and it was Ichino-san who reminded her and even lent her jeans. Ichino-san is such a good person. No, Ichino's waved her hands quickly. Only. Is there anything on your mind, Ichino-san? The girl from Class C was a little curious. Because Ichino-san seemed to want to pick up the fried shrimps on the table, but after picking them up, he placed them in the bowl without moving at all. Ichino's helped me yesterday, so she wanted to reciprocate. That. Ichino's was very easygoing. At the same time, she didn't think it was a topic that couldn't be discussed. But, do you think you can recall your dreams after waking up and feel that they are extremely real? After a slight hesitation, Ichino's asked. The classmate blinked softly. Dream. Everyone dreams, and the feelings in the dream are very real, but once you wake up, you may completely forget the experience in the dream in the past dozens of minutes or even an hour. But I can remember all the dreams I had yesterday. Ichino seemed a little troubled. In the dream, she was studying at Zyozi Academy, a school similar to Kyusei High School, but more advanced. The family is still the same family situation. But there I got help from Oreki-san. So, does she have a crush on Oreki-san? She thinks about him every day and dreams about him every night. But my mother would definitely not agree. Because of what happened to her father, her mother would definitely not allow her daughter to share the same boy with another girl. As for stealing Sakayanagi-san's boyfriend, Ichino's couldn't do such a thing. So, when you were trying to collect 20 million points to prevent students from your class from dropping out, Oreki-kun, why did you kiss her at that time? Ichi-nose felt that her heart was disturbed. As for the boys, I want to go shopping at the specialty shop, Oreki-san said to Ryuan after having breakfast. They are members of the same group. Therefore, notifying Long Yuan is equivalent to notifying all team members. If you are going to buy specialties, Ryuan, we can go together, Ishizaki Daiichi said to Ryuan while taking a big mouthful of grilled rice. It seemed that he was planning to finish his meal immediately and then catch up with Oreki-san. Don't be a light bulb, but at the dinner table, Ryuan was eating lobster calmly. Because Oreki Houtarou probably received a message from a girl and asked him to meet there. Ishizaki Daiichi. Ishizaki-san looked at Ryuan in astonishment. Ryuan-san, on the other hand, continued to eat the prawns calmly. But Ishizaki had already put on an expression of admiration. How to say? I found out, Ryuan-kun, that you really know Oreki. He. Ryuan was calm about Ishizaki's comments. Because he has been tricked so many times and still doesn't understand the other party, Ishizaki is the only one who is really stupid. And Long Yuan was right. Oreki-san left the hotel and headed to the specialty store, really to meet a girl. The prices in specialty shops will be a bit more expensive, but since they are here for tourism, they don't care about this. Moreover, the store seems to have an agreement with the school or is originally the property of the school, and points can be used to pay bills. Oreki observed everything, from food to things, even souvenirs. Dazzling. Only. Ding dong. Oreki-san found a girl coming behind him. As soon as the other party came closer, a faint fragrance came over. Guess who I am, came the other party's voice. In other words, is it a guessing game? But this requires mastering the tone of the sound, otherwise it will be easily recognized. Then don't hug me from behind, but cover your eyes, Oreki-san complained. Hey, I want to play this game, the girl's voice said, and then she let go of Oreki-san. However, Oreki found a book appearing in front of him. This is. Oreki noticed that what Kurosawa handed over was a light novel with brand new packaging. My youth love story indeed has problems, we will talk about it later. The so-called future talk is similar to the extra chapter after the end of the main text. The end of Harem ends with the male protagonist and female protagonist Yuki Nashida Yukino confessing their love and getting a reply. So the extra story is probably about life after this. Didn't you want the completion of this book for your birthday last year? Kurosawa said. And I saw it in a bookstore and bought it? I haven't given you a birthday gift this year, right? Kurosawa said. This is true. But Oreki-san also noticed something unexpected. The packaging is new. You should have bought it here in Hokkaido, but the store that agreed with the school to use points does not have a bookstore. How did you do that? Oreki said. Kurosawa seemed a little embarrassed. It's actually an exchange of things. I bought items from a store where I can pay with points, and then exchanged them with the bookstore. I see. So thank you very much. The other party is interested. Because we can really agree that there will be a lot of losses in exchanging things, so a light novel of 1,200 yen may be the price that the other party can get for 100,000 points. Oreki-san knew that Kurosawa's contact with him was a little different from others. She was the type of person who devoted herself without any regrets. If I had to describe it, it would probably mean being loved by the other person. But although pampering others is very comfortable, the feeling of being pampered is not bad either. And just when Oreki-san took the hand over from Megami, he suddenly heard a mechanical sound. Drop. Congratulations to the host for triggering the hidden side mission, fulfilling Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Mission introduction, Harem has been completed, and Mr. Hiratsuka will also leave Sobu High among the follow UPS given by Du Hang, she is the only one left blank, please fill in her blanks. Task requirement, fulfill Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Task period, 1 month. Task reward, Lilica. Task penalty, none. Oreki. Oreki feels that he needs to stay away from books recently. Something goes wrong every time I encounter a book. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 765. So, after sending Kuruzawa back to her hotel, Oreki returned to the hotel where he lived. But instead of returning to the room arranged by the school, he went to the small room arranged by Sakayanagi with money and privileges. Come back so soon, Kamuro-san was packing things. Talk to Oreki when you see him. Okay. I'll take a rest here, Oreki said, sitting on a chair that could see the snowy scene outside the window. Don't bother me if you have nothing to do. Is it? But I always think you are weird. Because when Kamuro was packing Sakayanaga's things, he found an extra bunny girl costume on the table. Sakayanaga's clothes were sorted by Kamuro, so they definitely weren't brought by Sakayanagi from school. Then there must be something wrong with Houtarou Oreki. And are you planning to play all night long for your rest now? What an energetic guy. Oreki-san didn't really think about what to do at night. Instead, he clicked on the system prompt. He looked at the system screen displayed in the void. Accept the task. Of course. Because when you click on the reward of the task, you will find the effect of the reward. Task reward, Lilica. Lilica, after use, the object will maintain its current body shape and will not change. Isn't this pretty good? In this way, after Oreki-san confirmed that he had accepted the mission, the scene in front of him also changed. The destination is a strange room. However, the system prompts him to leave. Congratulations to the host for gaining the identity of Ishiroha's adoptive brother. His name is still Oreki Houtarou. The initial location is Ishiki's house. Beep. Listening to the system's beep, Oreki-san found himself in a strange room. The ceilings were an unfamiliar brown color. He turned his head left and right to check and found that the decoration of this room was very subtle. There's something sparkly and bright about a girl. And Oreki-san also found an open love letter on the table. Ani-chan. However, at this moment someone suddenly pushed the door open and entered. It was a pretty cute girl with brown, beautiful, slightly curly hair. Her eyes are quite beautiful. Just like a cat. At the same time, her petite figure makes people feel very protective. Oreki-san immediately judged that this girl's name was Izuroha. That is to say, just like completing the mission at Ziozi Academy before, I now have a new identity when I come here. Since he wanted to fulfill Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish, it was normal for him to appear here. Oreki-san is not surprised because of his experience. Only. I heard that you were confessed today, Izuru said directly. She sat down on the edge of Oreki-san's bed without any ceremony. Oh. Confession. Oreki-san looked at the full-length mirror on one side. His appearance now is not much different from usual, with soft black short hair and dark green pupils. In other words, he is still handsome. And as a handsome guy, it's normal for him to be confessed. Who confessed your love? Oreki-san asked. I hate it, you actually ask your sister such a thing. I don't know, she is a very rustic-looking girl, Ishiki said gently, covering his lips with his hand. All the girls in our class are laughing. Oreki-san. So Ichiroha must have come here specifically to laugh at me. Oreki said before that he was looking forward to having a sister, but now he actually has a sister. But this sister-chan is not good at all. Oreki-san said with a straight face. So, do these girls have any dealings with you? Wouldn't it be better to be a little more modest and mingle with them? Do you think it's okay to become a girl's enemy? Oreki-san asked. I want you to take care of it, Ichiroha said. Those are Baichi. They don't want me to be the manager of the football department. Why don't they be cute enough? And then I was envious that I could talk to Hayama-senpai, Ichiroha said. There is also a little bit of pride. Oreki-san has finished judging. Ishiki's dislike of attracting girls is still the same as in the original novel. After all, she behaves like a bitch. Then, go down and eat quickly. Iroha said, then walked down the stairs with a bang. Mama, I asked my brother to eat, so I got to work. I have to leave the washing of dishes to my brother in the evening. Oreki-san. Rather than asking for news about Hiratsuka Shizuka, he just wanted to talk about my sister being a little devil and Xiao Baichi. P.S. I looked at the new volume, I didn't see anything that could be incorporated into it. Write something about spring and that's it. Thanks for your support. Chapter 368. Come on, someone should marry her. 12K. While Oreki-san was thinking. Houtarou. Come down and eat quickly. At this time, the call of family members rang. Ani-chan, come and eat, there are bowls that need to be washed. This was mixed with the voice of Iroha. Oreki-san understands. Sooner or later, I have to cure my little sister, Baichi. Oreki-san's identity in this world is Izuroha's older brother. Just a step-brother. He is the child of a relative of the Ishiki family, but the family had an accident and only Oreki-san was left. So he was adopted by them. It's just that although Oreki-san is an adopted son, this family has never treated him badly. Ishiki, you are the one to wash the dishes today. Seeing Oreki-san coming down, Ishiki's mother immediately said. Why is this so? Because it was your brother who washed it yesterday, Ishiki's mother said. I don't remember ever teaching such an unreasonable daughter. Why is it like this? Ye colorful feather also seems to be a bit more shy. No, mom, I'll wash it. But Oreki-san took the initiative to recommend himself at this time. Sister Ishiki has to go to cram school and is very tired today, so I'll take the bath. Iroha blinked lightly. For exchange. Oreki-san and Ishiki sat together. Do me a small favor. After the meal, Oreki-san actually started washing the dishes. It took about 10 minutes. Wiping his hands with a white rag, he found Iroha still obediently staying at the table. Now, you can tell me what you want to do now. Ichiroha said. Apart from being more handsome, comely, and popular with girls, her brother is just ordinary in other aspects. So what novel ideas do you have for such a brother? All right. She just ate too much and was idle. You've collected a lot of people's phone numbers, right? Give me Hiratsuka Shizuka's phone number. She doesn't teach my class, and I don't have her phone number, Oreki said. From the memory fragments, it will be found that although he is also a student of Sobu High School, he has no intersection with Hiratsuka Shizuka. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 766. And how can we fulfill each other's wishes without intersection? But these words made a thought appear on Ichiroha's head. Number. Because. Why do you need Hiratsuka Shizuka's phone number? Teacher Hiratsuka, how should I put it? Although she looks beautiful, she is unexpectedly very strict. The reputation among students is not very good. Last month, she took away the PSP that my friend lent me, and she didn't even give it back to me even though she was acting like a spoiled brat, Ichiroha complained with strong emotion. Hiratsuka Shizuka is in charge of the Chinese language class, and she is also a life guidance teacher. So sometimes I will conduct school inspections with other discipline committee members, and check the students' appearance and whether they have any important things to bring. The PSP Ishiki mentioned here should be the one her father bought for her last month. Playing Pokemon Arceus seemed to be popular in her class, so she immediately caught up, not wanting to fall behind, and seemed to be interested in P5R as well. And this left Oreki-san speechless. Because, from the memory fragments, it can be found that Ishiroha used to play PSP after meals, but recently he was in a daze after meals. It turned out that it had been taken away. Then I should be able to get your PSP back, Oreki-san said. Speaking of this, Ishiroha became interested. How? First of all, I have failed in my coquettishness. It is impossible for you to negotiate. Ah, are you saying, Ani-chan, that you are going to sacrifice yourself to propose to her? Teacher Hiratsuka has a weakness, that is, she is not married, and she cares about this matter very much. So if I offer you as a sacrifice, then maybe it will work, Izoroyo said with great interest. And these words made Oreki-san think. In the original book, this female teacher drives a luxury car, can fight, and is also good at cooking. She seems to be excellent in all aspects, but being unmarried and talking about marriage can become a huge weapon against her. Even if an ordinary girl like Kawasaki Saki says something like, "Teacher, you might as well find someone to marry," it will be a knowing blow to her. In other words, perhaps the wish of Mr. Hiratsuka is, to be proposed to and then married? Think a little. Oreki-san nodded slightly. Yes, I asked you for her number just to propose to her. Oh, you actually proposed, you are such a good brother. Wait a minute. Ani-chan, you are asking me for her phone number first. That is to say. Ishiroha finally reacted. You really want to propose to her? Her beautiful eyes widened. Hello. This idea is so novel. It's beyond comprehension. So ye colorful feather went down directly. Standing in a daze. Then it took nearly a minute for her to react. You mean, you originally wanted to propose to, that Mr. Hiratsuka? Yes. Oreki-san said. You yourself know that you are cute, and the teachers may forgive you for acting coquettishly, but Hiratsuka-sensei doesn't agree. This shows that she has great integrity. Besides, Mr. Hiratsuka is also very good looking. So, isn't it normal for me to fall in love with her? Then, of course I want to propose. Of course I want to propose. Ishiki. This isn't right. Hey, Ani-chan, Hiratsuka-sensei is turning 30. You're only 18. Also, that teacher is obviously so invulnerable and hard to talk to. Ishiki quickly stopped him. Ishiki. But Oreki-san put his hands on Moto's shoulders. You don't know how my heart beats. Once you like someone, you will transcend these things. And 30 is not too old. No matter how old a girl is, she just needs to be good looking. So if you care too much about your age, you will miss out on a lot. And once you ignore these things, you will find that the world is a beautiful place. What kind of old lowly ladies, or legal lowly, these are all worth looking forward to. Iroha tilted her head. No, I can't understand what you said next. There's more, Ishiroyo said quickly. Didn't you say you wanted to marry me when you grew up, when you played house with me when you were little? When it comes to getting married, since we are a family, we don't have to use our financial resources just to get gifts. Then there is no need to prepare the wedding room. It's easiest to just use what's already available. And these words, Ani-chan, have you forgotten them? Ishiki grabbed Oreki-san by the collar. For it. Oreki-san was stunned for a moment. I go. Is there such a setting? Well. Are you feeling nervous? However, looking at Oreki-san's stunned look, Ishiroha stood up and turned around as briskly as a butterfly. What I just said was all lies to you. Are you taking it completely seriously? Isahiki said. Then he laughed. Oreki-san. Oh. So what she just said was all lies. Besides, compared to Oni-chan, I think Hayama-senpai is more exciting, Izuroha said. Oreki-san. Don't approach Hayama casually, Oreki-san said. That guy, he won't choose any girl. If you get too close, he will at best use it as a shield. I understand. Ishiroha's face suddenly fell into a kitten shape. Hayama-senpai treats everyone equally. He treats everyone seriously and is a friend to everyone. So you have a high emotional intelligence and understand it? In other words, in the original work, Isahiki is indeed Hayama clearly and Hachiman secretly. Mentioning this name, Oreki-san asked again, so, who is Hakigaya Hachiman? Who is that? Isahiki asked immediately. Alright. The current Isahiki has only been in school for 2 months, and Yuki Nashida's service club may not have been established yet, so it is naturally impossible for Isahiki to know Hakigaya. Then give me Mr. Hiratsuka's phone number. Oreki-san said. I still have to propose to her. Isahiki. Isahiki. So after saying so much, Oni-chan, you are serious. Why did you fall in love with her? She's pretty, and she has money. At the same time, she might raise a pretty boy. In other words, I don't have to work hard, Oreki-san said. Isahiki. Ye colorful you was choked. Speechless at all. Her elder brother is usually quite casual. He is obviously very smart, but he never studies seriously. The scores were also casually passed at 50 points for each subject. She was still thinking about what to do if his grades were so bad. Result. Isn't this a single female teacher who has already targeted someone else? Oreki-san is determined to propose to Shizuka Hiratsuka. And the idea is very excessive. She wants a beautiful rich woman and big sister. Isahiki looked around him several times to confirm that this was indeed Oni-chan, who had no ambition and wanted to eat soft rice. Then she sighed and pulled out Hiratsuka Shizuka's phone number. She got this specially because she couldn't act coquettishly, so she harassed Mr. Hiratsuka, hoping that she would return the PSP to her. After all, a PSP costs 80,000 yen. She bought it after saving up her pocket money for a long time. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 767. In this way, Oreki-san got Mr. Hiratsuka's cell phone number. I have to say that the setting of Izuroha's brother in this world is a bit pitiful. Because when you open the address book on your phone, you will find that there are only the most adorable sister in the world and her parents' phone numbers. Plus the phone number of a bald male class teacher, Daichi Ishizaki. Then there was no more. Although Ishizaki Daichi's name seems very conspicuous, Oreki-san doesn't want to pay attention to it. However, the academic ability of Oreki-san here is generally not in line with him, but when Mr. Sujiro asked him to draw before, he also said that he could draw poorly first, and then there would be room for improvement. You can live less tiredly. Therefore, he is not interested in improving his academic ability here. Just looking through the address book on my phone. There is no other friend, female friend, girlfriend, or anything like that. Ugh, so pitiful. Ye colorful you leaned over and naturally saw the status of his address book. Strong sympathy was immediately shown. Oni-chan, I think you can still hope that Mr. Hiratsuka will want you, Isahiki said. Oreki-san. Hey. You are too much. This is not what you just said. And Isahiki continued. But how are you going to propose to Hiratsuka-sensei in this situation? Although Mr. Hiratsuka seems to want to get married. However, my acting coquettishly and harassing her didn't work, which shows that her heart is still very strong. So, normally, you wouldn't be able to make her like you. Not to mention, you're not in her class yet, Ye Color Yushao analyzed. She is a very smart person, and she has directly incurred so many enemies in less than 2 semesters after arriving at school. So, Oni-chan, you have a long way to go. But if you can really defeat Mr. Hiratsuka, then please let her return the PSP to me. So come on. Fight. Ishiroha is really a reality. Does she think he must not succeed? Indeed. It would be impossible to succeed at this pace. As long as you want to make friends, whether it's love or friendship, you just need to grasp 2 tips, Oreki-san said. One is to get into the other person's heart. The main performance is to discover the delicate parts of the other person. The second point is to let the other party confirm you. Then what do you think we should do? Isarayu asked. She just thought that her brother had eaten too much potato stew and was a little whimsical. So that's it? Oreki-san was editing the text message in front of her. A letter to Mr. Hiratsuka. I am a second-year student at Sobu High School. I fell in love with you at first sight, teacher. Please don't take it as a joke, because I wrote this letter very seriously. Originally, since she is a teacher, it is difficult to express your love to her, Oreki said while editing the text message. Not to mention, she doesn't even know about me. So if I want to propose, I have to let her confirm me first. Let her be impressed by me. And the direct and tough way is to confess my love in front of the whole school. For it. Ishiki's eyes widened. So you still want to confess your feelings in front of the whole school? How come you have such courage? But it would cause distress to her. And there has been no contact between us, so this method has been passed. Oreki-san said. Call. Ichiroha breathed a sigh of relief. Wipe. However, Ishiki-chan suddenly cursed, because she had just said something to Oni-chan, but found that he had already written a text message of no less than 800 words. An ordinary text message can only have 300 words, so he wrote the third one. She came to take a look. Can I compare you to a pleasant summer's day? You are cuter and more affectionate than she is. The delicate buds of May are always broken by the strong wind. Summer is just a temporary beauty. The gaze of the sky is sometimes too hot. His golden face is often dull. All the beauty in the world will eventually lose its beauty. Obliterated by unexpected storms and vicissitudes of life. But your evergreen summer never fades. The beauty you possess will never be lost. How dare death boast that he can devour you? You will live forever with the immortal poem. As long as humans are breathing and eyes are admiring. My poems will live and make your life bloom. Ah, brother, you are copying poetry. And it's still Tagore. No, this is Shakespeare. But this poem is quite comforting. If she was being texted like this. If I confess my love to the whole school, then, maybe my heart will fall in love. But this. Isn't her brother quite good? Obviously I never saw him doing this, so who taught him this? Maybe Mr. Hiratsuka will really be impressed by him. I thought of this. Keiyu felt that she had thought of something very bad. Ahem. Ichiroha quickly refocused his energy. Then I saw Oni-chan writing a bunch of confession-type love songs. Then. All sent. About 5 minutes passed. No reply, Ishiki said. Yet Oreki-san nodded. But this is expected. She may not have seen it, but she may have seen it and it's hard to reply. Oreki-san also clicked on the system's mission requirements. Congratulations to the host for triggering the hidden side mission, fulfilling Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Mission introduction, Harem has been completed, and Mr. Hiratsuka will also leave Sobu High. Among the follow UPS given by Du Hang, she is the only one left blank. Please fill in her blanks. Task requirement, fulfill Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Task period, 1 month. Mission progress, 0%. The progress of the task has not changed. But Oreki-san doesn't think it's a failure, because the Hiratsuka-sensei in the original work also asked the hero several times if he would marry her. It shows that the knowing blow of marriage is too strong for her, and even if it is a mismatched identity, she may not be able to defend it. So, he looked towards Yimoto. Do you know the pink app? Isahiki blinked lightly. Stop pretending. Girls your age must have some special website. I need that information. Oreki said. For example, a pink app or something. Isahiki. I hate it, why would I look at that? Although Sister Isahiki said this, she saw her brother searching for the pink app on his mobile phone but could not find it, so she said. It changed its name to Young Eyes. Oreki. Then. He directly searched for something called Young Eyes on the internet. Sure enough, after typing in this way, he found it immediately and clicked to download. Just quickly. Oreki-san opened the interface in front of his sister. Seeing the picture above, ye colorful you almost cried out in surprise. Oni-chan, This is not what I want to see, Oreki-san said. And I don't need this either. Unnecessary. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yet. Chapter 768. Don't you have a girlfriend? Isahiki. Isahiki thought he was bragging again. Then she saw Oni-chan took a screenshot. Then. It was sent as a multimedia message. The recipient is Shizuka Hiratsuka. Ye colorful feather. Isahiki was finally determined. Oni-chan, don't you want to live anymore? Send sexy pictures to Mr. Hiratsuka. Send a love text to your teacher. This is surprising, then. Send dirty pictures to the teacher. Isn't your purpose to court love? So sending some courtship text messages is normal, but what is the operation of sending such a picture? Yuki was already confused. If her brother's proposal at the beginning might have been a joke, then the courtship text message could explain it. But posted a picture. Then I'm sorry, just wait to be caught. You will be taken to be lectured by her tomorrow, Ichiroha said seriously. It probably won't last tomorrow, Oreki-san said. Your PSP was taken away at once, so Hiratsuka-sensei must be a very decisive person. If she sees the text message I sent, she will directly search my information in less than 10 minutes. It's not that exaggerated, Ishiro said. Then I saw a message popping up on Oreki-san's phone interface. Which acquaintance of mine are you? Is it Yang Nai who actually sent such a prank? Is it Yang Nai? Isn't it because I didn't drink with you last week and you want to play with me like this? I'll have a drink with you next time by Shizuka Hiratsuka. It seems she didn't take it seriously. Izoroyo felt relieved after reading the message. But Oreki-san checked the system prompts. Hidden side mission: fulfill Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Task requirement: fulfill Hiratsuka Shizuka's wish. Task period: 1 month. Task progress 10%. The system doesn't lie. So, isn't Mr. Hiratsuka Shizuka beginning to waver? And realizing that Ichido was still looking at him, Oreki-san explained, I think Shizuka Hiratsuka has been shaken. Because Hiratsuka Shizu thought it was a prank, but I wrote a 3,000-word courtship message and it was treated as a prank. How could any prankster edit and send so many text messages continuously? So, she just couldn't believe it. Cringe. Don't dare to take a step. I think this timid look is quite cute, Oreki-san said. I now understand a little bit how Sakayanagi-san feels about me. The step-by-step teasing and training is indeed quite interesting. So maybe she really likes me. Isahiki. No, Oni-chan, you are acting strange now. And when were you trained? Then I'm going to take a shower. Ichiroha decided not to get involved with him. Anyway, there is absolutely no way that idiot Oni-chan can seduce a woman like Hiratsuka-sensei. Ishiki leaves? But Oreki-san is still in the restaurant. That. Ishiki's father, who had been reading the newspaper, pulled the newspaper down and exposed his head. He was actually in the house the whole time. But I just heard my daughter and son discussing a very scary topic, so I didn't interrupt. See how things go. But after hearing his son say, I think this timid look is quite cute. It suits my taste. After that, he felt something was wrong. Iroha understood that Uni-chan was joking. But he is different. This is clearly a sign of attraction. Houtarou, are you sure you want to pursue your teacher? It's going to be terrible as a teacher and student. Ishiki's father thought about this for a long time before saying, there are many difficulties in the future. Moreover, the other party is older than you and is different from ordinary people of the same age. If you hurt the other party, it may keep her stagnant for a longer period of time. So, if you don't have confidence. Dad, Oreki-san said directly, if I didn't have the determination to make her happy, then I wouldn't pursue her. Because this is not only irresponsible to her, but also to myself. So this is not a random, temporary idea, Oreki-san said. For it. Ishiki's father choked. But as teachers and students, you will be gossiped about. She will also be oppressed by the atmosphere, Dad said. About that, Oreki-san said. As long as I'm not her student. I will drop out of Sobu High School. As long as I'm not her student, how can she be gossiped about? As for the future, I also have an idea. It's just that if you drop out of school, your future will be dashed. Dad felt that this option was definitely not an option. Dad, look at this. Oreki-san then returned to the room and took out the drawing boards and paints needed for the school painting class. This is the only art direction technique he has learned for ordinary people. It brought prosperity to Itamura town before, but now, it is obviously no problem to become a stepping stone for future development. Hold on, I'm stupid. Dad watched and couldn't help but cursed in shock. Then he immediately became quiet. Because it would be bad to disturb my son's painting performance now. Half an hour is over. Ishiki's father looked radiant as he gazed at the glorious glazed lake Ishao painted by his son. Houtarou. Ishiki's father gently patted Oreki-san on the shoulder. Come on, Dad supports you. Also, I have always regarded you as my biological son. Besides, you are better than Dad. In the past, when my father and mother got married, they were looked down upon by many people. Eventually, I quit my job as a teacher and went to work. And my mother's life was all given to me. Oreki-san felt a little strange when he heard what he said. Then he reacted. That is to say. Is the Ishiki couple also in a teacher-student relationship? Then Ishiki's father was a teacher, but he was gossiped about because of their relationship. In the end, in order to protect his wife, he chose to give up his identity as a teacher. I see. So it's not surprising that he came to do the mission as Ishiki's stepbrother. I've finished taking a shower. Where's the hair dryer? Uni-chan, didn't I ask you to put it back where it came from last time? Ichiroha came out of the bathroom at this time. She looked around for something, and then saw Uni-chan staying with her father, seemingly talking about something. Ah, Iroha. I'm talking about how to help your brother chase his teacher, Kai's father said. Oh. Iroha. A colorful feather. Dad, are you okay? And Uni-chan, are you really determined to pursue Mr. Hiratsuka? Ishiroha came over. But because my hair was still wet, I was chased away like a puppy when I walked over. Dad, although Uni-chan sent a love letter to Hiratsuka-sensei to express his love, he also sent her a picture of that Ichiroha said seriously as she felt that her father didn't understand yet. This will definitely make Hiratsuka Shizuka hate him, and he will be specifically named by her, but this is in the sense of independent guidance of education. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 769. He will be regarded as a problem student, Ishiki said. I understand this, Dad said. This is how I was chased by your mother. Ha. Ichiroha thought she had heard incredible news. So it's great to say, Ishiki, that you don't understand. Dad seemed to be quite happy as a father. Your brother is really clever at this. Teacher Hiratsuka is a life counselor, so she will guide many students, and they are all students. Plus, we don't usually meet each other, so how can we contact her? So, the first thing is to become her problem student. Dad said very experiencedly. Then if you go back and forth, you will become familiar with it. And when I was confessed again at that time, it was very difficult to refuse. At the end of the story, Dad seemed to blow himself up again. It seems that he was also attacked very well by Ishiki's mother in the past. Ishiki felt that he couldn't understand it at all. So after feeling unable to communicate, she went directly to find a hair dryer. Oreki-san chatted with his father again and gained some experience. And to the back. After Ishiki's mother came back from going out to buy daily necessities, she recounted it again. Then Ishiki's mother also chose to help Oreki-san. It can be said that because these parents have a teacher-student relationship, they do not stop Oreki-san at all. Not to mention that Oreki-san has a worry-free future here. Let's find out. Ishiki contacted some people and then sat down seriously. Shizuka Hiratsuka. Female. 29 years old. Not a local here in Chiba. But she is a very hard-working person. This is her 4th year teaching Sungyu High School. When I first came to Sobyu High School, I was very xenophobic and even bullied by my classmates. Yes. As soon as she came to the school, she was asked to be responsible for life guidance, which caused dissatisfaction among some students. What about stuffing frogs in the table or caterpillars in the cups? These are hard days. But she quickly used her delicate and genuine desire to help the students and made them give up bullying her. Apologized to her at the same time. She is a great teacher for problem students. There was also a girl who had always given up on her grades, but she pulled her back and finally got admitted to Tokyo University. As for appearance, Hiratsuka Shizu's appearance is not bad, but her interests are a bit unique. She likes ramen. Went on a blind date twice. However, they both had dinner on the same day and were unilaterally separated the next morning. The reason is that on the day of the blind date, Hiratsuka Shizuka took her partner to eat ramen, and then the partner politely expressed that she liked ramen. However, she misunderstood and sent him ramen-related messages throughout the night. In the end, the other party was annoyed and broke up the next day. And because of this, she felt a shadow and did not go on a blind date. Isn't this cute? Oreki-san said. Very simple and sincere. Because this kind of inability to check the atmosphere is a sign of having little experience in love. No one would hate being in a relationship with an inexperienced partner. It would be better to say that it is pure, that everyone likes each other. Ishiki's father also nodded. But when he found Ishiki's mother staring at him, he quickly shut up. Ahem. Anyway, Houtarou, come on. Dad voted for him. Oreki-san also started sending messages to Mr. Hiratsuka again. I am not Yuki Nashida Harano, but a second-year student at Sobyu High School. The name is Oreki Houtarou. Hiratsuka Shizuka on the other side received the message. Then got a new name. Oreki Houtarou? Wait a minute, I'll check the roster. Okay, he's Ishiroha's brother. That guy Ishiroha often harasses me, but the monthly exams are coming soon. I can't give her the PSP back. So it's not possible to send you out. Also, I regard the messages I just sent as harassment. Come to my guidance room tomorrow by Hiratsuka Shizuka. Good Oreki-san behaved very meekly. Because I also have something to say to Mr. Hiratsuka. Oreki-san decided to meet Shizuka Hiratsuka in person tomorrow. Oreki-san is in 2nd grade, and his class is 2nd grade Class C. An ordinary class. The story in the original book takes place in Class J and Class F. Class F is the class where the male lead and the second female lead are located, while Class J is the class where the heroine Yuki Nashida Yukino is. Oreki-san's Class F will pass by there. But my luck may not be good. I only saw ordinary girls, but not the heroine Yuki Nashida Yukino. Oreki-san came to Class C and sat in a seat by the window. Ah! It was normal for Isahiki to laugh at the notification on his phone. Because here, I really feel lonely. However, Isahiki has some misunderstandings, that is, some people do not mean that a person is lonely. But it may also be aloof. Just like Horikita Suzune. Jingle bell. The lunch break bell rang. Okay, this is a relief for the students who have been in class for a day. A small number of them stayed in the classroom, but most of them went to the cafeteria. Sobyu High School has its own cafeteria and small shop, and the prices are very affordable, so it is very popular among students. Oreki-san also followed the crowd of students and walked out. But his target is not the cafeteria. Instead, the protagonist walked directly upstairs. Upstairs is the teacher's office. Shizuka Hiratsuka is the Chinese teacher of Class F and Class J. He is also a life coach. But, Teacher Hiratsuka, the natural homework has been collected. A girl with a ponytail from Class F walked over with a stack of homework and put it down on her desk. Thank you. Teacher, I will bring you dried fish next time. Hiratsuka Shizuka put out a lady's cigarette. I don't want dried fish, and teachers, just smoke less and act like an uncle. This will make it harder to get married. Ah, don't hit the teacher casually. Teacher also wants to get married, woo. It can be seen that teacher Hiratsuka is still quite popular among ordinary students. She is not at all as stubborn as her younger sister, Ishiroha, says. And the reason given by Mr. Hiratsuka was also very clear. He was worried that Isahiki would have to take the exam, so he didn't return her PSP. The natural science representative from Class F walked out of the classroom door and met Oreki-san. Perhaps it was because Oreki-san was handsome that she looked at him 3 times more. Oreki-san ignored her and knocked on the door with his hand. There was a rhythm to the knocking on the door. Ah, please come in, Hiratsuka Shizuka said. Then she looked in the direction of the door, but she blinked. Who are you looking for? Hiratsuka Shizuka looked calm. Look for Mr. Hiratsuka, Oreki-san said. Hiratsuka Shizuka didn't seem to react. Oreki-san calmly took out his phone and sent her a message. Toot. Hiratsuka Shizu's cell phone on the table rang. She frowned slightly, then clicked on her phone. Above is a picture of a pink app. Puff. Hiratsuka Shizuka almost pushed the cigarette butt aside. Come in. She then kept a straight face. Hiratsuka Shizu is in a public office with more than a dozen desks in it. You come in with me. But she directly asked Oreki-san to walk into a cubicle on the side. The compartment door is labeled with the name of the room. Life Guidance Room. She had just put out her cigarette when the nature class representative came over with her homework, but now she lit it up again. Probably because of his bad mentality. It's really bad. Oreki Houtarou's Strength First Classroom. Author, Yu Yet. Chapter 770. Oreki-san followed her into the cubicle. Mr. Hiratsuka, aren't you a Chinese teacher? Why do you still serve as a natural science teacher? Oreki-san followed her and said, looking at the back of her white coat. Shizuka Hiratsuka. Yesterday, his mother had shown him the actual photos. She is a tall person, and as long as she is well groomed, she is quite beautiful. And her lips were pursed gently, she was a quiet beauty. But that's only if she doesn't speak. Yes. As long as she doesn't get emotional, she is a very beautiful big sister. And Hiratsuka sat down quietly. Ask me why I want to be a nature teacher? I'm not a nature course teacher, I just help her correct her homework occasionally. She said she was older and couldn't take care of so many things. After all, this is a matter for young people, and am I still very young now? Although I am suspected of being manipulated by the other party, no, why am I telling you this? Oreki Houtarou. 2nd grade class C. Ordinary student. Hiratsuka Shizuka quickly took back her home court, and she deliberately emphasized the words ordinary student. This is a bit of a double warning. Because Oreki-san's behavior was unusual. How can I confess to her? And he also sent her a sexy picture. No matter what kind of behavior it is, it should not be done by ordinary students. Therefore, this may be a problem student. Hiratsuka Shizuka encountered many problem students in the past, and one of them was Yuki Nishida Yano, who seemed to be healthy but was actually very abnormal. But Harano eventually became friends with her. Therefore, now she does not want another super problem student to appear. Teacher, do you think my behavior towards you is harassment? Oreki-san said. Hiratsuka Shizuka. Where do you get the confidence that it's not harassment? Ha! She yelled as if she was trying to scare a cat. But this kind of personality makes people think she is very cute. I don't think that was harassment, Oreki-san said, because I was proposing to Mr. Hiratsuka. Puff. Hiratsuka Shizuka exploded instantly. Proposal. Aren't you playing truth or dare? Making trouble or something? Then let me tell you, this won't work. Shizuka Hiratsuka raised his slender hands. It's not a bad idea, but it's my sincere words, Oreki-san said. I hope to marry Hiratsuka-sensei. Hiratsuka Shizuka. She glanced at Oreki-san and found that his eyes were very serious, making it impossible to doubt his sincerity. But no, she said quickly. Proposal or something, do you know my information? Do you know how old I am? Do you know what I've been through? She said. And if you don't know anything, it's better to give up. I thought I didn't hear anything. And don't say such words casually. For a female teacher who is going to be a third grader, such words are really too lethal. I almost believed it. Okay, Hiratsuka Shizu said a lot of panic words in a series. Yes. Her emotions were shown on her face, as if she couldn't hide her feelings at all. Really? For a single young woman who has been urged to get married, being directly proposed to her is really too exciting. Oreki-san thought to himself. So he said, Teacher, do you think so? Think I'm just playing a prank or joking? Ken, it must be like this. And really stop teasing me. My resistance to the topic of marriage is very low. As she said this, she held the bottled black coffee placed on the table in her arms. Looks very pitiful. She is obviously a big sister, but she behaves like a child making trouble. If proposing to Hiratsuka Shizu is a systematic task to fulfill the other party's wish, Oreki-san also appreciates her by at least 20%. And it's an amazing feeling. Because when you look at her pitifully like this, you will find that this guy seems to have become cute. I really feel like marrying her soon. This is a type he has never been exposed to. Then Oreki-san said. I'll give you proof that I'm not playing around. Hiratsuka Shizuka raised her head slightly when she heard the words. And Oreki-san said. Shizuka Hiratsuka, 29 years old, birthday is May 4th, which means he will be 30 soon. Oreki-san read. Ah. Hiratsuka Shizu felt like he had been shot. And Oreki-san continued, I'm not from Chiba. but she is a very hard-working person. This is her 4th year teaching Sungwoo High School. When I first came to Sobyu High School, I was very xenophobic and even bullied by my classmates. What about stuffing frogs in the table or caterpillars in the cups? Etc. Why do you know so much dash? Hiratsuka Shizu's expression showed panic. And then there's more, Oreki-san continued, but she quickly used her delicate and genuine desire to help the students and made them give up bullying her. Apologized to her at the same time. She is a great teacher for problem students. There was also a girl who had always given up on her grades, but she pulled her back and finally got admitted to Tokyo University. Then the hobby was ramen. Wait a minute. As Oreki-san continued to read, Shizuka Hiratsuka quickly stopped him. So, why do you know so much? Because I'm not playing at all. Oreki-san said. I want to get close to you and propose to you. Hiratsuka Shizuka. Let me check it out, she said. Then he seemed to want to open the coffee, but he couldn't find the ring of the can after grabbing it with his fingers several times. You took the coffee backwards, Oreki-san reminded her. Ah. However, Hiratsuka Shizu looked very ashamed. Because I get flustered and stuff like that, I really don't deserve to be a teacher. No, Oreki-san gently held her hands. I think Mr. Hiratsuka is a very good teacher. That's why I want to marry you. Woo. Getting married or something dash. Teacher Jing really couldn't resist this. Does that mean it's going to be done? But after a while, Teacher Xiaojing took out her hand. Although this matter is very confusing, I really can't do it, Xiaojing said. I'm a teacher now, so I can't accept your wishes. Besides, you are just a student. So. Go back, Hiratsuka Shizuka said. Oreki-san. I see. He stood up and took 2 steps back. Yes, that's how it should be, Hiratsuka Shizu nodded gently. Then she saw Oreki-san walking towards the door of the life guidance room.